Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am Mr. Kadim Khan and I am a lecturer in the Institute of Computing, Quad University of Science and Technology. Today we will take lecture number 29 of the subject of Object-Oriented Analysis and Design. And in this lecture we are going to discuss the modeling the activity diagram in visual paradigm. Dear student, activity diagram contains different sort of the activities which are representing different functions in our software products. So the activity diagram is very much useful to represent the requirements of the customers. So here in this lecture we are going to discuss the activity diagram. Then we will discuss the steps for creating the activity diagram in visual paradigm. And at the end we have the practical example of activity diagram in visual paradigm. This is our discussion agenda. Now, the activity diagram. Basically, activity diagram represents a flow chart showing the flow of control from one activity to another. That means that the activities are arranged in a certain sequence, and the sequence represents the flow of the control. But unlike the flow chart, which is a traditional method to represent the activities, the activity diagram can model the dynamic aspects of a system as it models the sequential steps in a computational process. That means that in the activity diagram we have certain sequence, while in a flow charts we have a sequence, but we cannot represent the particular sequence in terms of different steps or in terms of different objects that are called for the particular activities. Now this is the example of the activity diagram. You can see that here it is a customer's object and this one is the order clerk object and another one is the accounting object and this one is the shipping object. Unlike the flowcharts, we represent particular objects here and every object has the set of the activities. So customer objects is responsible for three different activities. Similarly, order clerk is responsible for these two activities, take order and take credit card number. Similarly, accounting object is responsible for three different activities and shipping object is also responsible for these three different activities. So that means that unlike the flowcharts, we have a set of the objects which are responsible for conducting different activities in the activities diagram. In the activity diagrams, we have a start symbol which is represent the start of the activities and this one is the exit symbols which represent that here all the activities are completed. Now, how we can create the activity diagram in visual paradigm? First of all, we have to create the activity diagram from the diagram navigator and name that diagram according to your purpose or according to your projects. Here we have named it register. Next, we will select the initial node. This is the initial node, means that it is the start point of the activity diagram. So click on this initial node and then create the initial node which represents the beginning of the flow. Next, we will create an activity that is associated or have a relations with the initial node. So press the initial nodes or select the initial nodes, then select the resource icon from the control flow, then click on the actions and drag it on that our project pen. Then release the mouse buttons to create an action and name it the register. So here register will be the name of this activity. This is the first action of the flow. So we will complete all the activities in this fashion. For example, this is registers. Fill in the registers, click submit and then system verify, that is filled data, and if it is yes, if the verification is in the yes, so create members records, otherwise no, so system request to refill the data. So again the form will be filled, then the click or submit button will be clicked, and the system will verify the data of the customers, and if it is valid, then the members will be created, or the members will be in fact here registered. Otherwise, the customers or the user has to refill the form. So here is the decision statement. So the diamond represents the decision node, which leads to two possible subsequent flows, that either this way or this way. It may be only one or two, so it cannot be three. In case of the case statements, they can be multiple. Now we can also select the vertical swim lines. Swim line represents different objects that will be arranged in the activity diagram. So then click on any empty space on the diagram and then select the swim lines. You can also select the vertical swim lines as well. This one is the horizontal swim lines, and this one is the vertical swim lines, while this one represents the horizontal swim lines. So if you cannot find the swim lines, then click down this particular swim lines objects from the toolbar and then click on the shift icon and V for the vertical and H for the horizontal. So shift V represents vertical swim lines and shift H represents the horizontal swim lines, and then vertical swim lines will be created. So all this process will be continue until we complete the activity diagram. So uses these two different swim lines to group the action by participating, and select the horizontal swim lines from the diagram toolbars and click on the diagram to create the one. I'll double click the header. For example, these two are the headers here, users and system. So double click the headers to name them by typing different names of these swim lines, and drag the actions and other flow element onto the partitions. You can also create these swim lines prior than creating this activity diagram. Now dear students, this is the end of the slides. Now we will create the activity diagram in the visual paradigm. So for this purpose, click on the exit slides, that is the exit slides, and launch your visual paradigm here. So after launching the visual paradigms, we will drag drop, and we will select these different icons used for the activity diagram from the toolbar, and it will be all these icons will be used for creating activity diagram. So we will place this activity diagram here in our diagram pane. Dear students, you can see different icons here. If I click on this swim line and then I hold the shift buttons and press the V button, you can see that now it is vertical. And if I click again on the H buttons, that is shift plus H, now this is again the horizontal. So you can see that the shape of this swim line may change. So I need to add one swim line. So just click here and click here. So now one swim line has been created. But as this is our horizontal swim line, so that's why I will delete this swim line, because I required the vertical swim line. So again I will click here and press V. So now it is vertical. This is the vertical swim line. I can place this swim lines anywhere that I want. Now first I need to edit this swim lines. So for this purpose, you can double click on this particular swim lines to edit it. I need to create the email system activity diagram. So first of all, I have a login. Next, after login, it will display the inbox. Next will be the inbox. I can change the size of the font of this activity diagram by clicking zoom in so that you may check it completely. You may see it in the proper way. Next, I will drag drop this start button icon here in this first swim line. So here you can see this is the first swim line. I can type its name, that is start. Now if I click outside, now you can see that this is the start. Now if I click on this resource catalogs, so it says that what sort of the objects are the activities you can link with this start activity. So I want to add here, that is next one is the add. So just click here or enter here. You can see this one is the action. So that means that here I will present, that is login. User has been logged. So user are the particular customer or the particular user has been logged in. After login, successful login, next will be the inbox. Okay, now login, if login is successful, then inbox will be called. So here I can also connect another activity with this. Here I want to add the condition. So by clicking the condition means that you can see that here is another action. So after successful login, that means that if the user has been logged in successfully, then he or she will go into the text box, into the inbox. So read email. Email will be the next action in the inbox. And if the user is not logged in here, so this activity will be, you can see that this will be again asks for login. So just delete this one. I will delete it, this one, because if the user is not valid, or means that if it is not a valid user, then the system will again ask for login. You can also add specification with this link. For example, you can say yes, apply. Okay, you can see that here is the yes, and here by just double click you can type the label here. Now after reading email, then the email can be composed. So for this purpose I need to add the another swim line. To add the another swim line means that I have to click on this swim lines, and click here. Okay. So to add another swim line, right click on this swim line, and then you can add either horizontal or vertical swim line. So I need vertical another swim line, so I will click here. So you can see that another swim lines has been created. Now I can add or specify its name here. So the name is compose email, or just you can write it compose. So after reading email, the user may go towards compose email actions. So again, let us click on here and read email. After reading email, Next one will be write email. After writing email, the next activity will be to send email. Send email. Send email. Okay. So here you can see after reading email, we can write an email and we can also send the email. Okay. I need to create another swim line. So for this purpose, add vertical swim lines again. Next will be trash. The trash means after reading email, this email may be send email. After sending email, again a user may go towards the inbox, and from the inbox he or she can delete the email. So here I will click this, create another activity diagram, but this activity diagram will be created here. So next action will be to delete email. So after deleting the email, I may go in that delete email. You can arrange this like this one, the links as like this. Okay, after trashing, I may so I need another vertical. So after deleting email, I may be log out. So log out, right? Will be the another sections here. So now in the logout, I need to create another activity. So for this purpose, I have to create this activity. So I will say log out. Okay. Now I can change size of this activity here. So this is log out, and log out activity may be connected with anyone. For example, after writing, it may be log out. After deleting, it may also be log out. After reading the email, the user can also be log out. So if, for example, you can take this activity from here, but better is that you should take this activity. For example, after deleting email, I may be log out. So I will press enter here. So email, after reading the email, user may be log out. So log out here, press enter, and again you can see that after reading the email I may be log out. Okay, and after log out it will be the final state. So press enter here, this will be the final. So I can also type it is start, stop. Okay, this will be the stop of the activities. Now you can see that after after deleting the email, I may be log out, but after sending email, I may also be log out. So for this purpose, I need to add, for example, here you can see that I need to add an empty relations here. So in empty relation means that I may use any sort of the relations from here, so that if I am log out after sending email, I may be log out. Now to connect this activity with the logout and this activity with the logout, I need to take the particular relations from here. So I need to an edge that starts an activity node from the previous activity, and an activity edge that can have object or data passing along it. So I will take this one and I will drop this arrowhead here, and similarly I will take another one from here and I will drop it here. After dropping these two arrow lines, I may change its positions. For example, I can arrange or change that positions or arrange it properly. So now you can see that our activity diagram has been completed, and this shows in email systems different actions or different operations that a user will take when he or she needs to write an email or use the email. So you can see that now it is properly created. So that's why, dear students, you have to arrange all the relations properly like in this way. So this is the email system that we have created here. So you have to use your projects or this activity diagram for your projects as well. So this is, you can see that this is the no icon, and if login is successful, then read the email, or then you may go to after reading email you can delete email, and after login you can also go to the logout section and you can exit your email system. After reading email you can also write the email and then you will send the email, and also after reading the email you can go to the delete section of the email, and then you may delete some emails here, and after deleting the email you can go to the logout section, and after logout you can stop, or that means that this will be stop of the all activity. That means that it is complete activity. If it is starts, then you will write it start here. So, and if it is, for example, here you can specify another such symbols that that is initial and initial, or you will write here the final. So it's up to you, any symbols you can use here, but this is a complete activity diagram. You must have to arrange these arrow lines in the proper way like in this fashion. So you have to connect all the arrow lines properly. So now it has been completed. Dear students, hope that this example will be very much useful for you. Now this is the end of this lectures. If you have any question, you can drop an email to my ID, that is m.kadim@kust.edu.pk, and these are the links useful for you. Thank you very much.